If you can keep an eye and on top of your physical health, you're likely to do much better across the board.
I think it's always important to go and check on your health, no matter what your age, because, you know, there's things that aren't outwardly visible.
It's a good thing. You need to know how well you are good, how well you are. You need to know for sure your mental health, your physical health.
Don't be scared to do it, because you never know like when you're gonna find out.
If someone's got something wrong with them, if it's caught as early as possible, it can be dealt with in a more proficient way.
When your health's deteriorating a bit and these things that start, ailments start setting in, it was like, yeah, you do need the full check.
She will take my weight and height and take my BMI. The nurses will take the blood samples and they give the result.
I try to enjoy, as much as I could. I go sporting, do football, running. I also do sort of filming and all that, just to stay healthy. And your physical health also worries your mind, so it affects your mind as well, right? So when you are not feeling well, or some part of your body is not feeling okay, you can tell with your mind that something is wrong.
Now I do like boxing, and I started that like last year, and I do that like say on the Monday and on the Thursday. I feel safer and I have like a mental like break.
I used to enjoy doing karate and all that karate. I used to enjoy that.
The health checks were very important in, at least, I don't think it's an exaggeration to say they were a big part of keeping me alive until now. Yeah, so like that was sometimes the only time that year I would see a GP or any sort of health professional. You guys, did you ever have
Well, I've had health checks a couple of times because something had happened. Not being offered just
right,
in general.
okay. I can understand why people with mental health diagnosis won't go. The big one for me after I accepted my diagnosis but was still struggling with that was I didn't want to go because I didn't want to interact with any health services at all. And I was worried that if I go to the GP, he'll be my way to getting sectioned. So that was one of the big reasons I stopped going. And the years that I didn't go were some of the worst years, because then I would go, I think the longest was 6 years without interacting with any health services at all, but actually being really, really ill the whole time. So yeah, I think it's very important.
2013 was when I went for a blood test, and the blood test came back and he said that I've got diabetes, and I went on a course for about 6 weeks. This time last year they said that I reversed my diabetes.
Occasionally I used to smoke, it's not that I do it right now, and I used to be very, very worried about whether I had cancer or those kind of things. So I'd be very, very fearful of having a health check. And I don't know, for some reason, I just realized that it was very important that I should do a health check. But there are some certain things that can motivate people to do a health check, and that has to do with your goals in life. Like, for instance, I go to the gym and I realize that I need a lot of testosterone to build muscle.
it's been beneficial to, especially one lady that I worked with, she went and had hers done, and they identified some issues that you know, that she needed support with, and she's gone on to, you know, manage that quite effectively.
The black community is important because that's like the only time really where the doctor can like actually put a full check on you, you know what I mean? Some people might stay away because they don't like doctors and nurses, but if they go with a key worker, that'd be a lot better.
There has to be a process of building up that confidence, building up that rapport, and also supporting them to be able to access services. Sometimes you just being that physical presence to say, we are going, get your shoes on, makes a difference. And I think that's why it's important that we offer outreach as well, because unlike some services that are very much you come to us, not everyone is going to come to you. You have to be flexible to be able to give people the option.
Somebody who may have cancer and is just hibernating in the house, if you have come out early, you could have been saved. Doing the physical check, it's very paramount for anybody that have mental illness because of the kind of medication we take. To me, physical check should go hand in hand with mental health treatment.
We need to have constant conversations with mainstream organizations to at least that we're getting the services that we need. You know, because sometimes we are prescribed a lot, but we were not engaged in the conversations that actually become tailored for us. We send our cars for an MOT every year. As we have the physical body, and it's the greatest machine we will ever get to use. So I think a physical MOT, the language also, it makes it seem like, you know, it's something that's pertinent and urgent and it needs total attention.
You can't overstate the role that voluntary organizations can play. We see people a lot more, we get to know them, we get to know what's important to them, so we could probably talk to them in a way they're more likely to go. Empower and give the resources to local voluntary organizations to put in some work there.
It's important just generally, just so you know like how you're doing, because no one really knows like what's happening to their body.
Get advice, you know, talk to someone, you know, and find out as much as information about it as you can. We all need it. It's a good idea, and there's nothing to be afraid of, because at the end of the day they're just going to be doing your height, your weight, your blood pressure and things like that. They'll probably take some bloods, but take someone with you, you know, take someone you know with you, and it'll be alright.